Okay, Assalamu alaikum. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Okay, great. Okay, that was an issue with the computer with Blackboard. So okay, let me start it. Okay, let me start the session now. Bismillah. Okay, last time we studied about, if you remember, we studied about the cybersecurity cube. Then we see also the CA triad and CA triad, the principles of cybersecurity, then states of the data. Then today we are going to discuss cybersecurity countermeasures. Right, so let me tell you about three things: principles of security. I told you it's integrity, availability, and confidentiality. The states of data: data in rest, data in transit, and data in process. We see all of these terms in detail, and then I also discussed the third dimension, that was cybersecurity safeguard, technology, policies, and people. So these were three dimensions for the cybersecurity cube. So then we talked about CIA triad one by one about the confidentiality and how we can protect the confidentiality and the methods to protect to make sure how we can cope the or we can apply the confidential measures through encryption, authentication, and access controls. We have seen all of these things in detail about the confidentiality as well. Then integrity, we also see that hashing, data integration checks, data consistency check. These are the applications for the data integrity. We also see some of the examples relates to this. Then we also complete that this is actually an activity that is very important. I told you that might be a part of your midterm one or a final exam. And the video of this lecture is also available there. Now we also see the states of data. Then we see the states of data. There are about three: data in rest. I told you the state that is not being used and it is placed on the hard disks and some other mediums that are not being used. Data might be compromised. How? I told you in detail. And then data in transit, data is in the process of moving from one place to another place. So there might be some of the concerns, security concerns. What are those concerns? The concern relates to the confidential integrity and availability. So that medium might be sneaker net, wired net, or wireless network. So data in process, the processing means that the data that is being used and that is being modified, that is being updated. So there might be issues if we are giving an access to the not to the right person. So there might be issues how we can cope the security the security vulnerabilities. So we also see this in detail in the last lecture, last week. Now we are going to talk about cybersecurity countermeasures. So let's see, first of all, there are technologies through which we can make sure the countermeasures of the cybersecurity. So first one is the software-based technology safeguard. The software safeguard include programs and services that protect operating system, database, and other services operating on workstation, portable devices, and server. So it means that we need to install some of the programs and services that will help to protect not only the computer's databases, operating system, and other services that we're working on the workstation. I mean, it is standalone computers and user computer, portable devices. That means it's attached somehow to the network, and then the servers. So there are actually cybersecurity software is a software that aims to stop sophisticated cyber attacks. Okay, so modern cybersecurity software often contain multiple layers of software security tools, including machine learning and cybersecurity artificial intelligence solution also available in the market to continuously build greater protection as new cyber threats arise. So that kind of system they learn, and they also will be able to protect and also apply the security measures while there are some new cyber threats arise. Okay, so cybersecurity software also provide kind of resilience to protect emails as well, backup data that's critical for the for an organization, and make sure and ensure business continuity. Okay, as you know, the cybersecurity tools and software are very essential for protection of organization against increasing rise in potentially devastating criminal attacks. Okay, that is actually continuous, continuous an exponential kind of an attack threats relates to the business and data leaks. Okay, that might be a kind of ransomware, where the people ask for money to convert your data into the real form. Okay, so traditionally, what was that? Traditionally, cybersecurity softwares has been focused on stopping attacks and preventing cyber crimes. Traditionally, it was like that. But as the cyber risk landscape continues to expand and becoming more complex, the companies are looking for software solutions. Nowadays, an AI and machine learning based solutions that enable resilience when attacks are successful. Okay, so business continuity and data availability are key to cyber resilience. Understand? So since so many leading cybersecurity threats originate in emails through email, I told you about the cyber social engineering. So most companies working towards cyber resilience they want cybersecurity software that can not only protect email but ensure the continuity and availability during and after the attack. This is actually what is actually the concept of software-based technology safeguard. Okay. Then we have a hardware-based technology safeguard. So hardware-based technologies are appliances, like routers and other firewalls that are installed within the network. They can include firewall appliances, intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention system, and content filtering system. So look at this. It means that the hardware security here, where we have to install some of the appliances. So appliances means it's kind of a hardware. I mean, someone might be asking a question. Let me see. His hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Okay, but just speak slowly, please. Okay, let me speak. Look, we have greater contact. If I will speak slowly, so I will not be able to complete my lecture. So we have about 8 units. So I am already very slow. So look at this. Okay, anyhow, I will try to be slower again. Okay. So how about, I mean, some of the girls are complaining about they can't hear me. I mean, hello. Okay, I mean, the one who can hear me, just write on one ear. Is it clear? Can you listen to me? Yes, hello. I can. Okay, it means that no, huh? So thank you very much. It means that it's all very, very clear. The one who has a problem might have the problem on his or her side. Okay, got it? So I will try best to be slower. Okay, best to be slower. Okay, who was that girl? Okay, Wafa. Okay, Wafa. Okay, that's great. Okay, for hardware-based technology safeguard, we told we have written here that we need to apply some of the appliances, and in those appliances we need to apply firewall appliances, we need to apply intrusion detection system, and we may also apply or implement intrusion prevention system. So you should have to know first of all what these appliances is all about. What, okay, if I'm talking about firewall, look at this. This is a wall, but we have a computer on that side. So it means that the traffic that is coming inside, that firewall will protect us from the kind of attacks and will also help us to protect from any other attacks coming outside and from the internal attacks as well might be. Okay, if it is installed on the workstations. Okay, so you can consider firewall a gated border or gateways that manage the travel of permitted and prohibited web activity in a private network. Got it? So this is the whole concept of. So if I'm saying that it is a kind of a wall, it's a kind of a gateway, it's a kind of a gated border that will help to manage the incoming and outgoing traffic that is, okay, firewall knows which is permitted and firewall knows which is prohibited. So it will permit only the web activity that is permitted and will block all those traffic that is prohibited in a private network. Okay. So this term actually comes concept of physical wall being barrier to slow the spread of fire until emergency services can extinguish it. This is just like another wall, but at home we need to block some of the people to not get enter into their rooms. Okay, so we can also say firewall is a network security device that prevent unauthorized access to the network. It inspects incoming and outgoing traffic using a set of security rules to identify and block threats. This is the whole concept of firewall. I hope I am slower and you are with me. Okay, Wafa? A firewall can be physical hardware, okay, or it might be a SaaS, software as a service, okay, or it might be virtual private cloud, okay. So you can say, I will tell you about the SaaS as well, software as a service. I will tell you also about virtual private cloud. Okay, so this is the wall. This is a kind of a wall or gateway that decides which network traffic is allowed to pass through and which traffic is deemed dangerous. Okay, so it works by filtering out the good from the bad. Okay, or the trusted from the untrusted. This is, I think you get a concept. This is very simple to get to know. Okay, understand? Hello, Wafa. I hope you are with me. Okay. So if I'm speedy, you just try to interrupt me on that point. I will be more slower. So next we have, I think you got a concept. So it means that a firewall is actually hardware solution for safeguarding our network. Then we should have to know about the intrusion detection system. We also call it the IDS. So intrusion, first of all, you get to know intrusion. What intrusion is? It means that if someone compromised a computer system by breaking the security of such a system or causing it to enter into an insecure state, it is an intrusion. It is a network intrusion. Okay, understand? So intrusion is, I told you, it's very simple. So whenever it happens, it then compromises the security of computer system. Okay, so then it might cause to enter into an insecure state. This is a network intrusion, something like this. Okay, understand? So let's talk about intrusion detection system. It means that it is a kind of a system that looks for unusual activity and sends alert when it occurs. It means when it sends. Okay, so this system sends whenever there is an alert occurs or there is an unusual activity happens. It detects an alert whenever it occurs. Okay, so the most of the time intrusion detection system, they detect and report. Okay, but certain kind of intrusion detection system, they also can take action when malicious activity and unusual traffic is discovered. That's the whole story of intrusion detection system. Okay, so intrusion detection system observe network traffic for malicious transactions and send immediate alert when it is observed. Okay, so this is kind of a system that checks a network and a system for malicious activity or kind of a violation. Okay, so I hope I have given you multiple definition for this intrusion detection system. You can also say that intrusion detection system is a network security tool that can be a hardware device or a software that continuously monitor the network for malicious activity and takes action to prevent it. So kind of which actions it might report, they can block it and they can drop it when it does occur. Okay, that's all about the intrusion detection system. Understand? So very simple. If somebody asks you about the intrusion detection system, you say it's a kind of a system that monitors traffic, network traffic from potential threats and automatically blocks them by alerting the security team, terminating dangerous connections, removing malicious contents, or trigger other security devices. This is the whole story of IDS. Okay, so let's talk about intrusion prevention system now. Okay, so intrusion prevention system is something, a intrusion detection system just to detect and report. Intrusion prevention system not only getting to report but also apply some of the measures to prevent the system from those attacks. Okay, so intrusion detection system just only detect, and intrusion prevention system will take action to prevent the system from those attacks. Okay, it helps to remove malicious contents. It helps to terminate a dangerous connection. It helps to counter all those malicious attacks. Okay, so this is the whole, all those malicious activities. Okay, so intrusion detection system and intrusion detection. So what's the difference between this? So intrusion detection system is only designed to provide an alert. Okay, so but another side, IPS takes action to block attempted intrusion. Okay, or it also can provide a remedy to counter that incident. This is the main difference here. Okay, so let me tell you again, the main difference between intrusion detection system and the intrusion prevention system is that intrusion detection system is used to monitor a network, which then sends alert when suspicious events on a system are detected, and the intrusion prevention system reacts to attacks in progress with the goal to prevent them from reaching target system and network. So it means that whenever it is intrusion detection system, it only gets reports when there is something bad happens. But intrusion prevention on the other side not only detect but also report and also can apply some of the measures to block those incidents, malicious incidents. So that's the difference between both of these, intrusion detection system and prevention system. Okay. Oh, I hope you are with me here. Okay, next we have some of the, there is also here some of this here. Prediction system, prevention system. Okay, so here the content filtering system, and here are also some of the things here that can firewall appliances to your detection system. The content filtering is all about to filter some of the contents, because each of the protocol have its own values and have own recognition, so they might block some of the particular type of traffic, like they might not get any kind of phishing attacks. So when they detect, they will filter it out. It means that all those emails that have this kind of signature can be blocked. So it means that this is a kind of content filtering systems. Now we have network-based technology safeguards. This is software-based. This is hardware-based. Now we are going to move to the network-based technology safeguard. So technology safeguards, technological countermeasures can also include network-based technologies. So first of all, virtual private network. What virtual private network? So VPN is through VPN, like here, we can see the picture here. So there are some all other devices that are connected with each other. Okay, so VPN is simply a platform or a software through which you establish a digital connection between your computer and the remote server. Understand? Like, for example, in a university, I can enter into their network and use their network. But if I am at home, how I can use the university network? Through VPN. Okay, so I will use STC network to enter into the network of the university. I mean, that's private network. Okay, so it means that I did what? I got an opportunity, established a protected network connection. It means that it is protected. So whenever I am enter into the university network, so I'm using VPN, it means that my whole traffic is being encrypted. Understand? Is all being encrypted. My connection is protected. All encrypted traffic is moving between my computer at home and then to enter into the university network. But I will use a public network, which STC is a public network. Okay, so VPN encrypt our internet traffic and disguise my online identity. This makes it more difficult for third parties to track my activities online and steal my data as well. Okay, so there is an encryption takes place in real time. That's the whole story of a virtual private network. Okay, so for example, this is a VPN. My house is here. I am here. Let me say, this is my house. I'm sitting on my computer. So this is the university network, for example. This one, for example, this one. This house is university network. So I'm going to use a VPN. So I will have to go through this. So this way is actually an STC network. So this is a public network. But whenever I need to enter into the private network, I use the VPN. The VPN will help me to build a tunnel. This is a dedicated tunnel, so only my traffic can move from my tunnel through the VPN. So the VPN makes sure that all the traffic coming inside the network is all protected, is all being protected, because we have applied an encryption kind of techniques. And this is nobody can come and network this connection cannot be compromised, because the traffic is being encrypted. This is all the traffic is encrypted here. This is very difficult for third parties to track my activities. So this is very confidential connection through the tunnel. Okay, got it. Now this is all okay here. Now network access control. So network access control is a security solution, also another security solution that enforce policy on devices that access network to increase network visibility and reduce risk. Okay, this is also kind of it. And requires a set of checks before allowing a device to connect to the network. Some common checks include up-to-date antivirus softwares, operating system updates installed. Okay. Okay, so like for me, if I'm using an internet here, man, Steam, they already have some of the software to get it installed. In this way, they just make sure that it is all protected. It is all, and there is not an associated threat. There is no threat associated with kind of a connection. So this kind of access control means it just having a restriction, applying some of the policies, a kind of a checks. Through these checks, we make sure that only those that are allowed can enter into the network. So we apply this network access control through different kind of antivirus softwares. So we need all those up-to-date antivirus software, because these software will always get updated through some of the vulnerabilities that have been introduced, or they are new. So these antivirus knows how to behave whenever there is an attack going on. Okay, so you can also update your operating system. So operating system and then antivirus will help us to protect and restricted access to the network. Okay, so this is, and a wireless access point security includes implementation of authentication and encryption. So I mean, for example, this is my network. So this is my router. My router name is this one. So it is secured. So I have applied some of the security measures, because wireless, whenever you connect to the access point, there are different protocols, okay, or topologies that helps you to encrypt your traffic and make you authenticated. The very first authentication through the password, authentication through the IP address, and authentication through the encryption. It means that there are some kind of encryption techniques as well. So especially for the wireless kind of devices, you apply encryption techniques. So it means that the third party, the one who is going to sniff over traffic, cannot see what's inside the message. This is actually the story is. Okay, that's all about network-based technology safeguards. Now let's look at the cloud-based technology safeguards. So we see for the first of all software, the first one. Second is the hardware-based. I told you here we have a firewall, intrusion prevention system, intrusion detection system, okay, content filtering. We have, I told you about the softwares as well, some of the softwares. The network-based VPN, network access control, NAC, and wireless access point. Now let's talk about cloud-based technology safeguards. So these are technology countermeasures include cloud-based technologies. So first of all, here we have SaaS, software as a service. So what is this software as a service? This service helps users to connect to and use cloud-based application over the internet. Okay, so if I just want to tell you what examples, this example, Zoom software is actually a SaaS-based service software. Google Workspace, Spotify, Netflix, and we have Adobe Creative Cloud. Adobe Creative Cloud. Adobe Creative Cloud. So this is actually a kind of a softwares where all other software are attached. That means that it's called cloud-based application. Okay. So software as a service is a way of delivering applications over an internet as a service. So, okay, so instead of installing and maintaining software, you simply access it via internet. You free yourself from the complex softwares and hardware management. That's all about the SOS, software security. Okay, allows users to gain access to the application, software, and database. Cloud providers manage the infrastructure. Users store data, and cloud provider services. Okay, I mean some of the other softwares, some of the others as well. I told you some of the example of Netflix as well is a super example of Zoom. Google Workspace, DocuSign, if you know DocuSign, Adobe Creative Cloud, okay, Slack, Trello, if you know both these softwares, okay. Then we have an infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure means it is all about the infrastructure. It's all about all those computing resources. That's like servers, storage, networking, virtualization. Okay. So we need an infrastructure. Like a house, we need an infrastructure. Whenever we need a house, to build a house, we need what? We need sand, cement, all the water. All these are the all of the elements that we need to construct our house. And infrastructure, whenever we need to infrastruct, we need those devices and appliances. We need what? We need the servers from where we can save our data. We need those machines. We need RAM. We need the networking. We need the virtualization of our services. Understand? So this is all called computing resources. So infrastructure as a service, IaaS, is a cloud computing model that provides computing resources, but that you can case it is on demand. So if you need about 10 GB hard space, storage space, they will only allocate you this kind of space. So the companies who has traditionally managed their own servers, they have their own infrastructures, routers, switches. So they don't need to go for these kind of infrastructure appliances. No, the companies are there. The third party is making it available for you. These computing resources. You can also buy RAM for your computer system. You can also buy, you can hire as a servers. So it's a network kind of things and virtualization, storage, and all of that. Okay. So IaaS is an infrastructure as a service. Understand? So it looks so attractive because you acquire computing resources to run application or store data. The traditional, not in the traditional way, because in the traditional way you need to arrange everything all together. That might require your time and capital. But organization, they purchase their equipment through procurement processes and can take months. They must invest in physical spaces, typically specialized room with power and cooling. Okay, now after deploying the system, need IT professionals as well to manage and maintain the system. But that's not the case with infrastructure as a service, because this is all being managed through somebody else. Okay. Okay, I hope everything is all right now. Like a university, I don't know, the university is having its own infrastructure. So that infrastructure can also be hired by different kind of companies. They might ask for the storage, they might ask for different kind of servers, for email server, data server. They can manage everything there on cloud. But that's not. But many companies are now moving toward or shifting their traditional system to an IaaS. Okay, then we have virtual security appliances. The virtual security appliance is a computer appliance that runs inside virtual environment. Okay, it is called an appliance because it is pre-packed with a hardened operating system and a security application that run virtualized hardware. Okay, so we use a kind of hypervisor technology. Okay, here we have you can also see this one here. For example, I have also a virtual machine here installed through some of the softwares. Let me show you here. This is Oracle virtual machine, virtual box. So they can manage their stuff. Like I have a Kali, Ubuntu, and Windows stuff as well. So this is a software, but that is being okay. Like for example, if I need a server, I have a Microsoft SQL server. Okay, SQL management server here. Okay, SQL server. So instead of installing this heavy server, on my computer. Okay, and this can also be provided through the virtual machines. This can also be provided. The virtual security appliances run inside virtual machines, some of this. So we can apply those kind of things through this virtual environment. So we can say virtual security appliance is a computer appliance that runs inside a virtual environment. It is a kind of an appliance. It is an appliance that is already pre-packed with the hardened operating system and security applications that runs on virtual hardware machines. Okay, that hardware is virtualized using hypervisor technology. Example is virtual machine VMware, Citrix, Microsoft. This is which one? This is Oracle VM, and there are some others like Microsoft hypervisor, Citrix as well. Let me show you here. This is Citrix Virtual Application Desktop. This is also, they also provide some other solutions. Okay, then that's all it. Now let's implement. Okay, here we can implement these measures, where we can implement these security measures. There are several ways to implement formal training programs. Okay, a security awareness program is extremely important for an organization. An employee may not be purposefully malicious, but just unaware of what the proper procedures are. This is all about to get to know, to make sure the people are the employees, they are all aware about this kind of technology and the countermeasures they at least can apply to secure themselves and the organization from these kind of attacks. Okay, so how they can tie up the security awareness to the job requirement, conduct in-person training, you can complete online courses, and make security awareness as a training to all the employees on board. This is kind of, okay, that's all about to make an awareness to the people attached to with the organization. Okay, then we have some of the security policies and procedures. Okay, let me tell you very simple what's the difference between all of these. Okay, because we just started very late. The session will end at 5 o'clock, so we still have 10 minutes. Okay, let me complete this. Then we have an activity. This is activity number 2. So I will complete that activity there whenever we record that lecture this week. Okay, so let me complete this. So let me tell you very, very simple about the policy. Okay, policy, standards, guidelines, procedures. Okay, so you can say the security policy is a document that states in writing how a company plans to protect its physical and information technology assets. That's actually a plan. Okay, understand? That's actually a plan. So these are a kind of a document. A policy is a set of security objectives for a company that include rules of behavior for user and administrator, and specify how system requirement or specify system requirements. Okay, so you can also simply say this is all right. It's all about objective. The policy, the objective might be about rules of behavior of the user and administrator, and specify the system requirements as well. Okay, they can. So what are these objectives? These objectives or rules, requirements ensure the security of the network, the data, and the computer system. So we can say it's all about plans to protect its physical and IT-based assets. That's very simple definition. Okay, so you can say whenever somebody asks you what's the policy, say security policy is all about a document where you have written your plans to protect the company's physical or IT assets. That's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, okay. Let's move to the next one. I mean, somebody might ask me why it is important, because through this way we can identify, the company may identify their assets and all threats to those assets. Okay, this is important for the company. So whenever we are going to make rules or make plans to protect our system, the data, the infrastructure, it means that it's all about, we are very conscious about the threats that might be associated with those equipments. That's for the policy. Okay, then we have the standards. So standard is a guideline, or you can say it's best practices. Okay, so it means that we have a plan, then we should have to have a standard. Standard meant it contains some kind of guidelines. It contains some kind of practices that an organization can use to improve their cybersecurity postures. Okay, so cybersecurity standards help to identify and implement appropriate measures to protect their system. Okay, this is all about standards, all about application of the rules. It's all about the threats associated. Okay, the plans, their thought is here. These are the standards that are associated with, not that help to identify and not and so implement appropriate measures. This is all about implementation from this, the associated cyber threats associated with the system, associated with the data. Okay. Okay, this is actually kind of a guidance, okay? If something bad happens, cybersecurity incidents, so this is how to respond and how to recover. This is, okay. Then we have guidelines. This is, okay, this is a part of the standard, okay? Our list of suggestions on how to do things more effectively and securely, okay? That's all concerned about how we can strict those standards by effectively and efficiently apply those measures. These are the things. So standards are met through guidelines. Okay. So in standards, we actually define what should be the level of the security. Here we actually apply those standards very effectively and securely. Okay. So the levels. So I mean, look at this. The guideline is all about all those instructions and all those steps that can be taken to protect our data and the infrastructure. Here we just apply that we should have to apply these kind of measures. Here are all those steps that can be taken to protect the data and the servers. Okay. The procedures document no longer details standard and guideline. Procedure document include implementation details. So it means that contains step-by-step instructions and graphics. It means that this is how we have to apply this. Very lower level, okay? So here we know everything how to apply this step-by-step instructions. Here we know what we are going to apply. Here we standard this should be the minimum measure. Here we write down what we need to protect and how we need to protect this. Okay, that's all about security policies and procedures. Okay, so now we have an activity number 2 in the cybersecurity cube scatter quiz. So that is available on Quizlet website. Okay, so we have only 3 minutes. Otherwise, the session is going to expire within 3 minutes. Okay, so inshallah, I will record this activity number 2. So this is also very, very important for midterm 1 and for your final exam. So don't forget it. Okay, so I'm mentioning each one of the question that might be in your exams. Okay, so if somebody will go for only these questions, he will definitely can pass with a high grade this course. Okay, so then we have about the security management framework that we are talking about ISO model. So we will complete this this unit number 2 this week, inshallah. Okay, with an activity number 2, with activity number 2 as well. Okay, so that's all okay for today. I hope we managed it well. We were late about 10 minutes, but we managed it well. Okay. So see you, inshallah. Have your nice time. If you have any question, you can ask me. Other, you are free, inshallah. Have your nice time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.